Hey, what's going on, family? Today, we're going to talk about how the government can actually impact your business. And it could be in a very positive way. This article was written from CBS. The Biden administration is going to invest $8.5 billion in Intel's computer chip plants in 4 states. When you have government backing and they're investing billions of dollars in your business, you best believe that they want you to be successful. So how do you think Intel stock is going to trade in the long term? They have a vested interest, and I'm talking about the government have a vested interest in Intel now. They're dropping $8.5 billion on the table to ensure that Intel remains competitive in the semiconductor chip space. So does this solidify that Intel is going to go up in price? This is a massive government actually showing you, hey, we're going to put some money on this business here. Pretty much like what they're doing with Elon Musk and his businesses. I mean, Elon is getting tax subsidies. He's getting government contracts. All of this being backed by the government. And being that it's the United States, they have an unlimited amount of ink to print dollars. So if they're dropping $8.5 billion for Intel and it doesn't work out, they will drop more billions on this venture for Intel to ensure that they stay successful. So what will happen to the stock? If you got a powerful government like the United States backing your business, is that a surefire way to come in and say, look, come and buy the stock? The Biden administration has reached an agreement to provide Intel with up to $8.5 billion in direct funding and $11 billion in loans for computer chip plants in Arizona, Ohio, New Mexico, and Oregon. They get $8 billion in direct cash, and then they get $11 billion in loans that they have to pay back. That's almost $20 billion. Intel said the new funding, as well as additional investments, will create a combined 30,000 manufacturing and construction jobs. So Biden can go ahead and tout that on his campaign trail, saying that he's going to create 30,000 manufacturing new jobs. President Joe Biden plans to talk up the investment on Wednesday as he visits Intel campus in Chandler, Arizona, which could be a divisive swing state in November's election. So almost $20 billion for a campaign. He has often said that not enough voters know about his economic policies and suggested that more would support him if they did know. The funding will come from the Bipartisan Chips and Science Act, a law signed by Biden in 2022 to invest $200 billion in domestic production of semiconductor computer chips, with the goal of reducing U.S. dependence on overseas chip manufacturers. So pretty much that one portion of this article is telling you that you might want to research U.S.-based semiconductor computer chip companies. Because there's no way that the government is going to invest $200 billion of a bipartisan law and not see this come to fruition and not see these businesses be successful. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo said the deal reached through her department would put the nation in a position to produce 20% of the world's most advanced chips by 2030, 6 more years. So these YouTubers that come out here and pump up these stocks to hold them for the long term, this is what they're trying to say right here. It's going to take a while. This is not one of those quick get in and flip and get out. the government is going to be in this for the long term. Up from the current level of 0. The U.S. designs advanced chips, but its inability to make them domestically has emerged as a national security and economic risk. So again, the government is literally telling you where the problems and issues are. And if they can show you where the problems and issues are, then they will have to come up with a solution. Correct? Most definitely. Look at the next portion of the article. Failure is not an option. Like I said, they put $200 billion behind this. $200 billion. Failure is not an option. If they got to drop more bread on the table, they will. Because it's not an option. They got to be successful. They have to be successful. Leading edge chips are the core of our innovation system, especially when it comes to advances in artificial intelligence and our military systems. Raimondo said on a call with reporters, quote, "We can't just design chips. We have to make them in America." So what do you think is going to happen to the stock? Because here it is right now. We did a price prediction in Intel here back in January, looking for Intel to go lower. So let me extend this over a little bit. And you can see how price has been holding our first buy zone. Intel held it here on the 2nd of February. They held it again on the 28th of February, and they're trying to do it again now on the 20th of March. Is the market showing us their hand right now? Like, are they really trying to buy Intel in its buy zone? Or will we see price come down to like $37.75 still? Here's Intel on the weekly. Are we still weak? Or is the stock becoming stronger? Because look at these weekly price bars. Why isn't the market in Intel falling below this buy zone? On all of these weeks, either someone has a whole lot of Intel stock that they're trying to get offloaded before price continues to fall, or people are trying to accumulate and buy more Intel here. You let me know, what do you think it is? Here it is on the 2 weeks. We have a day and 9 hours. If we see this current 2-week bar, I would say close up here mid bar, maybe to the high of that bar, then there's definitely buying going on in Intel. Here it is on the 3. Intel on the 5. And a monthly time frame. So as of right now, I'm not going to change my price prediction, but this particular article from CBS is telling you already that they're in it for the long term. 2030, 6 years. So there's going to be a lot of volatility occurring into the market in Intel. But by the US government investing in these chip companies, it might not be Intel that ultimately wins. It might be another semiconductor business based in the United States. So I think that's where research needs to be conducted, because they're not going to lie to you. They're putting $200 billion behind this thing. So now you need to be on the search to figure out where is this money going. So yeah, I'm not going to change it yet, but I do recognize that there is buying holding our first buy zone. If that continues, then yeah, we will have to change the price prediction, looking for the market to go back up in Intel. But as of now, it kind of has me on pause, so I'm not going to touch it. But yeah, give me your thoughts though about the whole situation. Make sure you maintain the profitability, and as always, trade different.